Yo, what to do, YouTube? It's your boy, Mike, aka the Crypto Negus. Coming to you real quick, man. As you see the title of this video is we just want to do a quick VV and crypto market update. We just want to take a look at VV. As you know, it's my favorite digital collectible NFT app to date. I've been a member since 2021. Still chugging along from time to time. I jump in, make a purchase here and there, add to the collection here and there, check out what some of the drops that are coming, and it's already happened. Look like some upcoming drop is a cool indie drop, and look like something as well. This I think it's called Marvel Dogs or Pets or whatever. So not entirely sure which one would do well in this one. It does look like it's old school. You can go directly for the one that you want at the drop, which is I think might be interesting and the cool to see how the market reacts to that though. I did miss this drop. I did want to go after these pot balls. Let's see what those are looking like right now at the moment. Bear with me, the computer a little laggy and things of that nature. But the I don't know what they call pot balls, or yeah, this is what it is right here. The pot ball cool rain, I guess that's the signature cool rain. But anyway, I thought they were pretty cool. I did like the not that special edition, but I did like the pot ball BB basketball, I guess. I don't know why it's yellow. Basketball is yellow though, but I did think that the rare, the ultra rare, secret rare are probably cool indie pieces to have. Of course, the pot ball mouse that's similar to Mickey Mouse, but this Wilson volleyball I thought was very unique and cool. You ever seen the Castaway with Tom Hanks way back in the day? You know, you had that what color was the VHS tape? If y'all remember that, I think the VHS tape was a different color. It wasn't black. Castaway, I think the color of the tape was like maybe blue. I'm not sure. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, the basketball I thought was cool because the smile does kind of it's similar to the Nike check. It's like a bootleg Nike check, which is I think is kind of cool. And again, the Wilson one is kind of cool. I think these are in the market. They are still available. You can go for them. I guess you can just try your luck there. But in the market, I'm not entirely sure how much they are going for. But I do think that the Wilson one, of course, is above retail. As you can see right there, some of the top collectibles. It was a recent Daredevil drop that I missed. Some of those pieces look pretty cool. Pretty cool. I might look more into them. Let's see if they got some on this front page. From that pot ball drop. All right, there you go. See, this one's at $350 floor price. That's well beyond retail at $15. So if you like that little basketball, want to add that to your collection, you can get that right now for $3.50. People are dumped that one. I'm trying to see the other ones. I might have to just type it in and try and search it. Because scrolling will take too long if it doesn't just pop up. But okay, but anyway, if it is you new to the app, you see some of the items that you do have here to be able to collect if you're a fan of some of the things that you see. I mean, if you're coming from a straight fandom standpoint, I think that you'll like Veve and what it has to offer. If you're coming from a standpoint of wanting to invest and get rich, or extreme hardcore crypto mindset of needing to have self custody and things of that nature, then you'll find yourself frustrated plenty with Veve. But all right, so cool. We got the Wilson one. Let's check out the Castaway one in the market. Let's see what the floor is. I think this one was above retail. It's above retail. It looked like, well, you got one that's a bid at $27.41. That's the lowest, and then you got one in the market for $28.30. And it looks like it jumps pretty quick because there still are some available in the store to buy, but the indie artwork typically have low editions. All right, so again, that's what we always want to shoot for. We want to shoot for low editions. Remember that. But anyway, like I said, though, I thought that was a pretty cool collectible in itself. That's just a quick market update. I want to, I guess, see it from a different standpoint if we can. Let's see if we can switch tabs, and it will start sharing. Okay, so now we are over on Stacker. All right, so you see that my wallet isn't connected. I don't have any on me right now. I've been sold and walked away from on me in a sense. Dumped it off. I sold it to another community member, so I feel good about that in a sense. Kind of knowing who who the person was in a sense, via online at least. But anyway, I do have Omi on my radar. I am looking to possibly get back in at some point. Probably soon. Might just drop a little 50 or something like that just to scoop some. I mean, I think right now $200 would get you a million Omi. And way back when in 2021, when I first got Omi, it was like I got it at like point triple o five, and it cost like 500 $600 for a million tokens, and that's what I did at first. And then of course it ran up to 1 cent, and that 500 600 ballooned to like 10,000. Wished I cashed out at that time, but I still walked away with a lot of gains from it. Didn't call the top exactly, but sold with some gains, kept some, and then sold later also with some gains. But like I said, right now it's like $200, $400 less than what my initial buy a while back when. Way back when is that yeah, it's $200 for a million tokens. But anyway, so right now, Stacker, if you do not know about Stacker, Stacker offers the opportunity for you to buy, sell, trade, or whatnot, VV collectibles while using Omi. Now you'll want to most likely go into this app using your your base wallet or something like that, or just a layer two wallet. Again, bear with me if it's lagging a little bit though, breaking up a little bit. But again though, you want to log into it basically through your through a wallet, your base wallet. Again, base wallet, any other wallet that basically support Ethereum layer 2 base chain. You want to do it. Go into the browser section, okay, of that wallet, and then you want to go to stacker.world. When you do that, okay, through the wallet browser, that's when it'll allow you to be able, it will read your wallet, and then it will reflect how much OMI you have, and then you'll be able to go through and buy stuff accordingly. Right now, this is 5,000 OMI, which is the equivalent of $1.09. You have leaderboards here on Stacker. You can get analytics. Let me see, discover. Let me see what the analytics. Let's check out some analytics. I think you can see the analytics for like market activity. Let's check out the market activity for today. Let's see. This is for what look like all time. Let's bring it down to 2 weeks. Okay, so it tells you it gives you an idea of users each day that's buying, the amount of users selling, and transactions in general. Okay, you see the fluctuation here over the last 2 weeks. You see yesterday. Let's see, yesterday being the 24th, that was also my birthday. It's your boy birthday, April 24th. This is the day after, but we're gonna celebrate the entire weekend. But anyway, you see that we had 2,261 transactions, and the buying and selling was close to a wash. You had 463 users buying and 455 selling. If we are able to just stay above and keep above having more users buying than users selling, then hey, we might be on to something. Now, I wish that it was another metric on here or something that would tell us along the lines of like, new users and their activities. But again, though, I just wanted to show you Stacker, what it is that you can do on Stacker, the different things that it allows you to look deeper into as far as the returns on certain things. I mean, me personally, I don't take a lot of this stuff as like, I don't know, valuable knowledge, because it's not a crypto. Like me personally, I don't really understand a collectible NFT having a market cap. Understanding market caps when it comes to stock and crypto tokens and things of that nature and actual currency. But looking at the market cap of say this zombie hunter Spider-Man is sitting here thinking like, oh, we can get to a multi-million-dollar market cap. Again, I don't know. All I can do is shrug my shoulders. Some people try and use that as some type of significant barometer, but me personally, I don't go by it. I just go by old-fashioned, man, straight up editions size, because it's supply and demand. Will it be a demand for this piece? Are the editions low enough? Like I say, will it be a high demand for this piece at some point in time? I don't know. I have no clue. I do not know exactly. So again, I like to try and go by small editions as much as possible, big brands. If it is an indie artist, I just go by just pure dopeness of the artwork and editions, and then also too, I always try and collect what it is that I like that keep me from being, bitten basically in the long run. Okay, so that's a little bit about like I said, VV, its market and what Stacker is offering right now. I don't want this video to go too long, I'm probably come back another time with a video, kind of just shopping a little bit. Buy a little gems. I don't know. I might buy a little gems because right now in this time, me personally, if I buy Omi, I'm not going to use Omi to buy collectibles. I'm collecting Omi at basically I'll be stacking Omi if like say you believe in this long term, you want to just stack Omi right now. You're not looking to, in my opinion, buy Omi to go buy these collectibles. That's my opinion. That's my all right. All right, so all right, man. Bear with me. I hate white screens, but I always like to go dark mode, but I don't feel like trying to find it right here on their interface, how to switch to dark mode at the moment. So we just want to look at the crypto market at the moment. All right. Right now we're doing pretty well in comparison to say the stock market. If you are in Bitcoin, you have been holding up pretty decent. All right. Again, we're looking at Bitcoin right now is at $95,138. Just last week, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever, it was pretty much in the 80s range and things of that nature, and starting to creep up. We break that $100,000 mark with Bitcoin. Sentiment, in my opinion, will start to kind of come back around a little bit. A lot of that hype and everything. Now, me personally, I just wanted to say this because I admit to a fault being in the crypto market as long as I have been. Off and on, but this past say since 2021, I pretty much stayed around consistently. And what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing is that literally the best thing that you can do, and a lot of us knew this already, but you can get tempted into basically buying into the altcoins, wanting to get the crazy returns and gains. And then, my idea and plan has always be, once I get the extra X's on an altcoin, roll that over into Bitcoin. But over this entire time, you would do a lot better if you just simply make a consistent weekly buy, no matter what the price of Bitcoin is, at $5 to $10 or whatever it is that you can do that is like throwing it away, and just do that consistently every single week. You will be doing wonderful right now. You really will. But again, as you can look at some of the crypto prices or whatever, we got a lot of things. I think for the last day or so, we're pretty much in the green for a lot of stuff. Again, though, that's just I just wanted to go in a little bit about Bitcoin and speak on that. I mean, there's other projects that I'm looking into and stuff, but I don't want to go into it too much because I just wanted to focus on basically what it is that Bitcoin offers and to not sleep on the opportunity that you have at the moment. All right, I do not want people to miss it because you're too distracted by other things, because we just recently saw it basically where a lot of liquidity, and I saw it, and I personally felt like the last cycle Bitcoin and stuff didn't get as high as it did because of BNB, because of Pancake Swap. People were on there, and I was guilty myself. I went on there trying to get into some meme coins or whatever for a quick 100x, 50x, 20x, whatever you want to call it. Get that quick little gain, boom, run out of there. But that happened again on Solana, pump.fun. Things start going crazy. You even seen Trump and his family release a meme coin. And that basically took a lot of liquidity, I believe, and funds that should be going into actual legitimate tech. I don't hold it right now in the moment, but I do like what it has with, say, like Fetch AI and ASI, or let's say ICP, understanding Internet Computer Protocol, what it is that they offer, the AI actually on chain over there, and the things that ICP has, and to look at its price. A lot of you get distracted from a lot of the meme coins and looking at the youngins, or a 19 or 20-year-old just supposedly make millions and millions of dollars. I mean, to be honest with you, we're probably gonna start hearing a lot of stories about those same people losing it as well, because I mean, it's like athletes, back in the day, or athletes currently. You get all that money at an early age, fast, without actual, knowledge, experience of what to do with money and things of that nature. And then you kind of think that you can do it again and again and again. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see down the line. But again, though, I wanted to show and share something that I asked ChatGPT, and I just wanted an example, okay? A quick example from ChatGPT of what it is that we're looking at. Okay, I wanted to compare the two. Now I asked, like, what if I were to commit to a minimum of $5 per week buying Bitcoin versus committed to $5 per week adding into a S&P 500. All right. Anybody, if you don't know what that is, like the top 500 stocks and everything like that. But anyway, so you invest in Bitcoin or the S&P 500 doing $5 per week here on out until January 2030. Okay, so this is what ChatGPT gave me. All right, so we have to remember. All right, it doesn't say it right here though, but on regular, and I asked it to do it in comparison from the inception of Bitcoin. Okay, so since inception of Bitcoin, and we know that it has its crashes, that it has its up and down, and is extremely volatile. But again, though, the annual growth rate, which is they call the CAGR, is 100% for Bitcoin. Again, that's 100%. All right. Compared to the average annual return for the S&P 500, historically speaking, is 7 to 10% after inflation. All right, that is a crazy difference. Okay, we'll use a realistic 8% annual return for projection. So let's put in at 8%. You can still get a couple percentage top, 7 to 10%. That's the range that you have there, right? So 8% annual return for projection. The S&P 500 projection by January 2030. You will roughly have $1,500 to $1,700. So again, that's saying that you'll gain about $280 to $480 on top of your $1,220. So you'll have a total of $1,220 that you basically accumulated and saved. If you did $5 per week, starting this week, today, it's Friday, it's the end of the week. So you did $5 into the S&P 500 this week, do it next Friday, do it the following Friday, and do that all the way into 2030. You'll be looking at a total of, like I said, it would be $1,200, but the amount that you gained on top of that would be $280 to $480 on top of it, right? Now, don't get me wrong, that's a lot better than just saying doing the 1,200 and only having the 1,200 in a dollar form, not in anything that could gain any type of way, any type of interest, anything whatsoever. That's a lot better than doing that. That is a better route. That's what most people will tell you to do. Investing and trying to protect your money, your wealth, and all those things. They'll say the S&P 500. So again, we're going to compare it to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, again, since the beginning, since its inception, has had a CAGR, an annual growth rate, compared, again, though, S&P 500 annual growth rate, 7 to 10%. Bitcoin, 100%. All right. So we're going to go, ChatGPT did me a solid. It didn't even just give me what it's actually been at 100%, but it just gave us examples. All right, so let's look at it. It takes a growth rate annually of 10%. Okay, that's just a couple percent more than the S&P 500. All right, your estimated value by 2030 will be $1,950. So even on the lowest level of Bitcoin versus S&P 500, you're looking at Bitcoin being at your $1,220 turns to $1,950 in the year 2030, which would be a gain of $730 over that. All right, so let's go further, because again, though, we know that Bitcoin historically have brought back a return of 100% annually. Okay, so let's boost that up to 30% annually. ChatGPT has shown me that 30% annual return on Bitcoin. Okay, if you did that $5, that'll give you $1,220 by January 2030. Okay, all right. So, but with that percentage annually, you'll be looking at a value of $4,100. $4,100 when it comes to 2030, January 2030, which would be $2,880 plus on top of your $1,220. Okay, so again, though, let's go bump that up to 50% annually, because we got room to work with. Because again, though, we know that Bitcoin has brought back 100% on average annually in this return. So again, 50% annually, that will put you at $9,000 plus. At least $9,000 by 2030, which would bring you a return or a profit return, whatever you want to say, of $7,780 plus on that $1,220 that will be accumulated of Bitcoin over the next 5 years. 2025, 2030, 5 years. I think it's doable. Focus. That's my main thing right now. If I can get people to focus in on doing a minimum amount over the next 5 years into Bitcoin, you will be sitting lovely. Your family will be great. Your family will be in a lot better position, a good position, things like that. So let's move on. If it gives us its regular return that has been doing historically, 100%, 100% annually, right? That $1,220, that $5 every Friday that you do until January 2030 would be in the estimate value of $30,000 to $50,000, which would bring a return of $28,000 to $48,000 on top of that. Okay, so again, though, look at that compared to what it is the S&P 500 can do. Okay, that 1220, you're doing $5 a week. You're not even gonna break $2,000 by 2030. In 5 years, not even breaking $2,000. Now, if you're a millionaire, multi-millionaire, things of that nature, S&P and 500, like that is extremely safe. You know, that's how you protect your value, bet against inflation still. You'll end of the day have more for your dollar than it would be just sitting and standing alone as a sold dollar. So again, though, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I think it's something that I personally, like I said, I needed to visualize and actually see it. I do hold some Bitcoin. You know, not no millionaire, not no rich person. I ain't got no holes or this and that and everything, but I do have exposure to Bitcoin. And like I said, I'm going to redirect my mentality, because my mentality a lot of times would be to make the money and I go buy some altcoins and I do X, Y, and Z. But $5 basically every Friday. You know, I would be basically doing myself a disservice if I didn't do $5 at minimum every Friday into Bitcoin. I'm buying other cryptocurrencies. Like, that would make no sense. And it's not even including any type of more than $5. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, we get refunds and stuff like that. I mean, I know in Georgia, just for filing taxes, they just passed something on where Governor Kemp, they're going to send, you know, money for, you know, a certain amount for married couple, head of household, and single. I mean, even with just even if it's just a couple $100, you know, this right here does not include moments like that. So when you get moments like that, and if you put in that, you add the 100, you add that 200, even when you're doing 5 a week and stuff like that, you could potentially be looking at way more than that by 20 and 30. All right. So me personally, my goal would be to get people to understand that you can probably easily and simply, just from doing $5 to $10 a week into Bitcoin, have yourself about, I mean, 50,000 at least, as you can see. But I'm gonna say shoot for 6 figures, at least 100,000 right there saved, and that's on top of everything else that you're probably doing. You know, again, man, I think it's wise to save into Bitcoin. At least $5, at least $10, at least a dub a week, or whatever you can do, 100 a month, whatever you can do. That's a minimum amount that will not, you know, put a dent or interrupt into your regular life. Again, that's what I'm gonna do. It's not financial advice. Let me stop saying what it is that you can do. This is what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know what it is that I'm doing and how I am focusing my mind in to focus in on Bitcoin and to not be distracted by altcoins. Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. You now, again, though, I've been known this, but just to realize and understand that you have the wealthy, you have governments and nations that are buying and accumulating Bitcoin. There is only so much Bitcoin. All right. Okay. So in a sense, basically, like, you know how it was a race to space or whatever, or you might think about the nations having these AI races or whatever. It's a race to Bitcoin. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can sit there and just count on your country or your local government to buy Bitcoin, and then you'll just be at their mercy or whatever. Or you yourself can join in that race. No, you're not going to outrun anybody. Don't think about outrunning anyone, but just be in the race, in a part of the 5K, whatever you want to call it. Just be in it. If you're just in it, man, you're going to win so much. I don't think people fully understand what it is that we're looking at still to this day. But anyway, it's been your boy, Mike, aka the Crypto Niggas, man. I hope you learned something. I hope you picked up something or whatever. But anyway, it goes, man. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not subscribed. Drop the comment. Let me know what it is, your thoughts. What is your outlook of the crypto market, of Bitcoin in general. Again, it's been your boy, man. Y'all go forth, be blessed, man. Do something great for someone else. Don't just think about yourself today, man. All right. So again, it's been your boy. It's Mike, the Crypto Niggas. I'm out. Take it easy.